Let's talk about initiating chores just a minute. First of all, I want to say when kids get to the point, toddlers get to the point where they can start walking and they can start doing some things and following simple directions, that's the time to start implementing a few little things that they can do. And there's so many benefits, y'all, to teaching kids chores, okay? No, this is not slave labor. This is not child labor. Not slave labor, but child labor, okay? This has nothing to do with that. This is raising capable kids and responsible kids. I'm going to take you back to my childhood. I was making my bed at 3 years old. Yes. Was it perfect? No. Was my mama like OCD and wanting to come behind me and correct it? Yes, okay? Because she's a perfectionist, okay? But she knew, and I know now with my children and my grandchildren, they will learn over time how to do it correctly. It's getting the process done, and it's teaching them some responsibility, okay? These babies, when they become toddlers, they can start following simple instructions and listening. They're listening. They're learning by example. They're watching you, and they can follow simple instruction words. Like, can you hand me this? Can you get this for me? Simple little sentence instructions. Okay? Also, toddlers are always wanting to be with you, doing what you're doing, up under you. If you are like me, oh my gosh, I had my youngest son who was just attached to my hip until he was like 13 years old. He was attached to my hip. Yeah. And following you, they're your little shadow. They want to be doing what you're doing. They want to be with you, spending time with you, up under your butt, okay? Basically, you turn around and you run into them because they're there. Yes, I have them now. They're my little shadows. Toddlers are so easy to teach, and they are the quickest to learn because they're eager to learn. They want to be doing what you're doing. As long as they are with you, they want to be doing what you're doing. So it's easy to teach a toddler, to start teaching them to do simple things. Y'all, my granddaughters, 2 and 3 years old, already trying to fold rags and towels and hand towels. So I'm like, you want to learn? Okay, let's do this. I showed them how. They went from there. Are they perfect all the time? No. But I dealt with it. My OCD dealt with it, okay? And I'm like, we can do this. We can do this. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. They're going to learn. And eventually they learned how to fold them right, okay? They would help me walk in here and put them away. As long as they were with me and they were doing what I was doing, they're eager to learn. And toddlers are so easily teachable, y'all. Their brains are working. They're soaking all this in. Use that to your advantage. Find some little things that they can do to help out. You're teaching responsibility. You're raising capable kids. You're teaching them work ethics. Okay? Yes. All right. Find small little things. Give them a rag. My granddaughters, when they started out wanting to help me, I would give them the little Swiffer duster. And they would go around and they would dust everything they could. Okay? Without breaking anything. Okay? I mean, within reason. Okay? They would see me do it. They would want to do it. There you go. You lead by example. Okay, I would give them a wet rat. They would dust the bottoms of the chairs and the table for me. Something that I need to dust anyway. They're small enough they could get up under there, and they wanted to do it, so there you go. All right, it was done. Give them a damp washcloth or a microfiber cleaning cloth. Ask them to go wipe down a table, wipe down a piece of furniture, wipe down a couch, wipe down a table, a chairs. Y'all, 2-year-olds can do anything as long as it's safe and within reason, okay? As they get older, graduate in the chores, okay? You can come up with a chore system. I had one. I have even some little laminated charts. I'll have to find them because I think it's time to get it out for my granddaughters. I came up and I made my own little charts with pictures. Y'all, 2-year-olds may not be able to read, but they can look at a picture and you explain what it means and they'll remember from then on. So I made chore charts for my boys and I laminated them and I hung it in their bathroom. I hung one in their bedroom. Okay? Showed them. Pick up your laundry out of the floor, put it in the basket. Okay? We had a bedtime routine chart. Take a shower, brush your teeth, comb your hair. Okay? I had a picture for everything. They followed that chart every night. I had a bedtime routine, bath time routine in their bathroom, and I had a bedtime routine kind of chore chart in their bedroom. And they could follow that and they wouldn't forget, okay? Come up with a chore system. Age-appropriate chores for kids. You can use chore charts. You can use, I've seen one woman use popsicle sticks and she'll write a chore on it and she'll put it in a jar and they will take out the popsicle stick and whoever has that one will do that chore. Okay, come up with you a system to designate and assign chores, age-appropriate chores, okay? Some of the older ones, vacuum, dust, empty out the dishwasher, sweep, take out the trash. Y'all, there's nothing wrong with teaching kids chores, okay? It helps you out. You are teaching them things. Also, reward them. It doesn't have to be allowance. It doesn't have to be money. Older kids, yeah. If you haven't started a chore system yet for your family, and you've got teenagers that are middle school and older, you're going to have to be very creative to get them motivated. Okay? Because it's easier to start implementing chores in a family when they're little. If you're starting now and you're expecting a teenager to be all happy about helping you dust and vacuum and sweep and mop, good luck. Come up with something. My boys grew up doing this because I started them out early. Start doing it now if you've got little ones, okay? They knew to clean. But when they got older, they still kept cleaning. But when they got older, they tried to pull the wool over my eyes a few times. I remember a couple of times my boys would come in here from school, and I would done told them all week long, starting on a Sunday night, this room had better be cleaned by this weekend, and your chores had better be done, or you're not going anywhere. They called my bluff. Friday afternoon, they'd get out of school. They'd come here. I left them alone all week. I wanted to see what they'd do. Friday afternoon, they'd come in here and go hop in that shower real quick after school and be ready to walk out that door. And I'm like, up. Come see me. You need to come see me. They knew right then what they had done. And I'm like, you remember me telling you all week long that you needed to have your chores done and this bedroom clean before you went anywhere? I mean what I said. You can walk out that door as soon as you get done doing your chores and get this bedroom clean. Oh, you want to talk about the eye rolling and the stomping and the huffing and puffing? Oh, yeah, you're going to get it out of the older ones if you didn't start them way back then. Or if they try to pull the wool over your eyes when they get older because they think, oh, I'm older now. I can do what I want to do. You live as long as you live under this house. My rules, my house. When you move out, you can do what you want to do. I don't care. Okay? So, you know what I've also done before? They've come in here with their friends trying to pull the wool over my eyes, thinking, oh, she ain't going to embarrass me in front of my friends. Boy, please, who do you think I am? Oh, no. You know what I did? I grabbed a couple of little extra dusters and I passed them out to their friends. Yes, I did. And I said, y'all want to go somewhere? You want to go now? Help a brother out. Get in there and help him clean his room. And I'd come in there and I'd check it before they walked out the door. Y'all, don't play me. Mama, don't play. I mean what I say, and you're going to do what I say, and you're going to learn responsibility, or you're not going anywhere. His friends learned, and they learned. Okay? So my oldest son, he moves out. And he's thinking, I can do what I want to do. You know, I ain't got to do all this cleaning. Boy, please. Kids come along. Baby come along. Who's on the phone calling me? Mom, I need some help. Can you come help me clean like you clean? I mean like deep clean. Because I love you and you need to learn a lesson. Yeah, I'll come help you. This time. Okay? They know. Teaching them kids responsibilities, especially when they go to college. Mamas, you can't follow them to that dorm room and clean for them. Then they're going to get mixed in with kids that are going to be clean kids, and they clean, and your kid comes in there and don't know how to do nothing. They're going to get some mad roommates. Okay? He might learn it by the time he gets his roommates mad, and they'll teach him how to clean real quick, or we're going to ask for another roommate. Okay? Some of these kids don't play. Or they go into the military. And your kid is like, man, I thought you was bad, staying on my tail about cleaning. I thought you was rough when you hollered when I didn't have my room clean. Yeah, I'm like, we told you. We told you. But at least you knew how to do all that stuff. Y'all, you got to raise capable kids. We got kids going to college and moving out, going to military, or moving in with somebody and don't have cleaning habits, and it's causing problems, and they're getting in trouble. Don't disable your kids. Don't do that to your kids. Please, for the love of God, don't do that to your kids. Start early. If they're older and they have a problem with it now, discuss consequences. Okay? Son, I'm just trying to do this for your own good, okay? There's kids going to college that don't know how to cook. Simple little things like ramen noodles. Y'all, come on, you can't follow them out into the real world. Start young. Toddlers are eager to learn. You can teach them anything, simple things. Work your way up, okay? Incorporate more responsibilities, more chores, or more harder chores, some that's going to help you out too, Mom, in the process. Yes, you're supposed to be keepers of the home, but you're not expected to clean up every single mess that your kids make when they're old enough to know better. Okay? I got 2 and 3-year-olds spill something in the floor. They're already going to the kitchen to get a rag or a towel and clean it up. Because I've taught them. I've seen teenagers, their rooms, y'all, their apartments when they move out and you go visit them, you want to vomit because it's nasty. Okay? Don't do that to your kids. Okay? Start out teaching them some responsibility. You're teaching work ethics. You're teaching responsibility. You're raising capable kids. Find a way to reward them, okay? Doesn't have to be money. It can be free time, going and get some ice cream, watching a movie, eating popcorn, reading, okay? Board games, family night, one-on-one time, taking the whole family out for pizza one night. Some kind of reward system. You go to work all week long and you work to get a paycheck, don't you? You want that reward, right? No difference. Start teaching responsibility to your kids. Sit down, draw up a chart, use pictures if they're little kids, draw something up, laminate it, hang it up so they can follow it. Put names beside it. If you're going to assign chores to certain kids, maybe you can rotate the chores and rotate the names on the chore list. To where, like, today little Johnny did the vacuuming and Susie did the dusting. Tomorrow or next week, rotate the names. Little Susie do the vacuuming. Little Johnny do the dusting. To where one kid is learning all the cleaning responsibilities and not just doing one thing. You don't want your kid to leave here and all they know how to do is vacuum. They need to learn how to do everything. Teach them to start cleaning up after themselves. I've already said it before in my cleaning tips. Teach them to clean up after themselves. Incorporate the family. You get something out, put it back up where it goes. Your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your drawer, your brush, put it in your drawers. Girls, put your makeup up, your curlers up. When you get done using it, put it up. Grown-ups, set the example. Start doing it for yourself. Makes cleanup time and cleaning days a whole lot easier. Teach them to take their laundry to the laundry basket to the utility room. Don't leave it laying in that floor. Okay? I had age-appropriate chores. I turned the cleaning of the boys' bedrooms over to them when they got big enough that I could see they could handle these chores all by themselves and they did them right. Then I started turning it over to them to do. And I would inspect. If they didn't do it right, guess what? They'd go back and do it again till they learned to do it right. Mama ain't playing, okay? I made them do it right, okay? So they were responsible for their rooms and their bathroom, and I would inspect. Sometimes it was done right, sometimes it wasn't. There was consequences if they didn't have it done. No TV, no video games, no going out. I had consequences. Okay, you may have to get a little roughest. Okay, like my granddaughter says, "Are you getting roughest, G-Mom?" You may have to get roughest. Okay, you may have to get rough. Okay, implement rewards and consequences. Make it fun. Have a dance party. Turn on some music. Okay, it doesn't have to be boring, but you've got to teach them not to dread and not to procrastinate. I'm like, come on, y'all. Let's just hurry up and do this in 5 minutes. Let's see who can do it the fastest. I'm going to beat you, and I'd start. Oh, my gosh, the hustle and bustle would be on. Y'all, within 5 minutes, we had that room cleaned up. Trick them. Use reverse psychology, whatever. Turn it into a game. Make it fun, okay? Turn on some music. Tell them they can do that, okay? And then you can have fun. Teach them. Because you don't want this they don't need this to be boring for them when they do get their own place and dread having to clean their own place and then they're calling you or they're bringing their laundry home for you to do. Okay? Teach them it's got to be done. Okay? Stop procrastinating. Stop dreading it. You can make it a game with the kids. When they get older, they're catching on. You just made that fun for me, didn't you? You tried to make that fun for me, didn't you? Okay? Older ones, you're going to have to be a little more creative. And that may be where consequences are going to have to come in at. Start them when they're young. Teach them everything, not just one job, because they're going to have to know how to do it all when they move out. Or they're going to bring it to you or call you, okay? Teach them how to do everything. Age appropriate. I wouldn't expect you to tell a 2-year-old to go clean the toilet, okay? Age appropriate. Give them a rag. Give them a duster. Something to do to keep them busy and still be helping and learning at the same time. This is what I did for our boys. And it's fun. I bought them lock boxes. And I do it for my granddaughters. I have lock boxes. I had some for our boys and now I have some for our granddaughters. I let them decorate their lock boxes. You know, the kind that you go to a flea market or something and they got the little box there with the little key and the little trays in it. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I bought one for each boy. Now I have one for each granddaughter and I let them decorate it. Okay. For my boys, I used marbles. Okay, I lost all the marbles somewhere. I lost my marbles, okay? I lost all my marbles somewhere. And then over the years, okay, so I had to implement something else with my granddaughter. I put buttons to use. You know them containers of buttons you get inherited from your grandmother, your mother, and they're sewing stash, and you open it up thinking it's them little Danish cookies and it's sewing buttons? I put them things to use. Big fat buttons, big buttons. I used marbles with my boys, buttons with my granddaughters. For each chore they did, they got a button. Now for my boys, every marble was worth 25 cents. So they had to do a lot. Granddaughters are different. Grandchildren are different. Every button is worth $1, okay? Just don't tell my boys. Anyway, it depended on the chore, y'all. How many marbles and how many buttons I let them get, okay? I made it money appropriate too, okay? If it was just a little bitty something, 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1, okay? On payday, we saved them up all week long. On Fridays was my husband's paydays. I would say, okay, it's time to go get your lock boxes and cash in your marbles or your buttons. Oh, all the excitement. They'd go grab them lock boxes. Daddy would have the dollar bills. They would trade in and cash in their marbles or their buttons for dollar bills. Then I would teach them, okay, hang on to this, and one day we'll go to town and I'll let you pick out whatever you want, a toy or something. Now, this was where teaching economics, finances, and savings comes into hand. Teaching how to shop economically, okay? Our littlest one, boy, he would get $1 and he would think it would just be burning a hole in his pocket. And he'd want to go spend $1 at the dollar store. And I'm like, my oldest son would be like, now, brother, buying a cheap dollar toy is probably not going to last you as long if you was to find a nice, better toy for $5, but that means you're going to have to save $5 and not spend it. See, my oldest one was 5 years old and he caught on and he was teaching his little brother. Okay? Or no, 10 and 5, or there's 5 years difference between our boys, okay? So you've got an older brother trying to teach a little brother how to shop economically. There you go, y'all. You're teaching shopping economically. You're teaching financing, whether it's spending, affording something, spending something, what to spend it on, or saving. Y'all, you're teaching a lot. You're getting into money concepts. They learned how to count money. Okay? They learned about Uncle Sam and got to have his part. So every time we'd go shopping, we would round up the price to the nearest dollar. That covered the taxes. Because Mama wasn't going to get to the cash register and start shelling out dollars to cover their taxes, because I'm like, no, if you don't have enough, you're going to have to put it back. And I would teach them before we'd go in the store. You've only got so much money. If you don't have enough to get what you want to get, you're going to have to put it back and pick out something else. Or if that's what you really want, save this money, do some more chores, put some more money with it, and we'll come back and get it. Okay? Teaching that was the hardest, okay? They didn't want to save it. But teaching them to shop economically, wait for the better thing, or wait when it goes on sale, buy the better product, okay? You're teaching math, counting money, finances, economics, savings, work ethics, the benefits of starting out a kid doing chores, and rewarding is rewarding yourself. You're getting help in the house and you're teaching your children. That's your reward. What you put in your kids, you're going to get back out. Okay? 90% of the time. Okay? What you put in, you're going to get back out. And when they get older and they remember these things, y'all, that's your reward. You've taught your children. You didn't handicap your children by doing everything for them. Y'all, my kids has had friends and girlfriends that did not know how to clean, did not know how to cook, did not know how to do things for themselves. And my boys is over here cleaning and cooking. And our youngest one, he loved to cook. He was in the kitchen with me at 3 years old. I'd put him on a griddle flipping vegetables. Frying squash and zucchini, grilling it, you know. He loved to cook. Now, he cooks for him and his wife, okay? My son, our older son, he did a lot of the cooking, does a lot of the cooking. He knows how to clean. He doesn't like a dirty house, okay? It's not just for girls. Girls are not the only ones that need to learn how to clean. Your sons go in the military. If they don't know how to do some of this stuff, y'all, before they get in the military, they're going to be awfully embarrassed. They're going to be constantly rode on by their drill sergeants and yelled at. Don't do that to your kids. Don't send them off to college not knowing how to do anything and then intermingle with other kids and they get made fun of. Don't do that to your kids. Start them out early. Start teaching work ethics. Teach them to earn their own money and work for it. I'm not going to get, y'all know I could get on a soapbox about that, but I'm not going to right now. Teach your kids work ethics. Rely on themselves. Okay? To go make that paycheck. Okay? Come up with you a plan. If you're not doing it already and you just all of a sudden start dishing out chores, your family's going to look at you like, have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? You might want to prep. Come up with a plan, call a family meeting, and discuss it with the family and say, this is some things we're going to start doing in our home. Okay? This is some things we're going to start doing. This is going to be our system. This is going to be the consequences if it doesn't get done. Start out small. Don't just all of a sudden bark out orders to kids that's never been made to do anything. You're going to get resistance. You'll be having to use the consequences before you even start implementing the chores, okay? Start out and say, look, we need to start working together as a family. Y'all want me to go to all of y'all's activities, your sports events, and warm them bleachers and watch y'all, and my house is getting ignored? Y'all are going to give me a little something back out of it. I did that, y'all. I warmed bleachers. I went to sporting events. I did everything. I was having trouble keeping up. So I'm like, we're going to come up with a plan. Okay? It all worked out. I give you something, you give me something in return. Let's work as a team. Me and my husband has worked as a team since day one. Whether I worked a 40-hour, 50-hour a week job or I was a stay-at-home mom. Okay? He's been here with the boys sometimes by himself. He sees what mama's had to do. He's been here with the granddaughters by himself. He's seen what G-Ma's had to do. Okay? He was taught too at an early age. He was no stranger to polishing furniture and dusting. Oh, yes. And you're talking about a mother who had china cabinets full. Yeah, he's no stranger. Okay? Y'all, he was such a good boy growing up. His mama worked to take care of 6 kids in a factory, put food on the table. Then when she came home, she worked her tail off in the garden, growing food for them to eat, and sometimes being up till 2 o'clock in the morning, finishing that last jar in that pressure canner of green beans. Then she'd go to bed to have to turn around and get up at 5 a.m. to get ready to hit the factory again for 8 to 10 hours a day. My son cleaned, him and his sister when she was at home, they cleaned the house. They did it out of love. Not because she told them to. They did it out of love. When she moved out, he did the cleaning. He would even come home from school or come home from work, and he would come in and he would cook supper for him and his mama. He would have supper ready for his mama when she came in from working outside in that garden. Been at work all day long, then come in at nighttime out of that garden when the sun went down and he had her supper on the table. That's capable kids, y'all. That's raising them right. Okay? He grew up to know and to help me do these things too when kids came along. Okay? We work as a team. Okay? I know keepers of the home or stay-at-home moms, there's no reasons why our husbands should have to come home from work and do a lot of things. We've been here all day long. We need to come up with a plan. That's in another video. I'm going to get to that, okay? That's in another video. But don't just start barking out orders to kids if they've never been made to do it before and they're kind of like a little older. You're going to get some resistance. That's when you need to have a family meeting, okay? And say, we're going to start doing things differently. I need help, okay? We're so busy. We need to work together as a team. So we're going to start doing some chores, and I'm going to assign chores to everybody, but you're going to get rewarded for it. Okay? Come up with a reward system. If you've just now got little ones, start now. Start now. Don't wait till they get older. Start doing it now. Come up with you a plan. Age-appropriate chores. You will get rewarded in the long run, I promise. Okay? That's just a few tips I have. You know, let's get back to raising capable kids, okay? So, there you go. Come up with you a system. Come up with a plan and a reward system and consequences, okay? You'll thank me for it later.